Haskins, 9 of 17, 107 yards, and count them, 3 interceptions. So when you take a look at the quarterbacks in the nation's capital, Case Keenum versus Dwayne Haskins, 6 of 11 for Case, 9 of 17. Not a huge difference between the two, but the 3 interceptions really jumping off the page for Haskins. So here now, Jay Gruden with his take on the loss.
Well, he's got to earn that right first, okay? I don't care where you're drafted, when you're drafted, you need to earn that. And he's got to come in here and perform when he's asked to perform. And if I feel like he gives us the best chance to win against New England, I'll put him in there. That's the way it is at every position with everybody. You're just not handed the keys because where you were drafted, you got to earn the right. And I think he will continue to get better and better and better. But I got to look right now, Sunday afternoon against the Patriots, who gives the best chance to win. That's the most important thing.
Well, Dwayne Haskins, if he does perform in practice this week, it's going to be a tall task to beat those Patriots. His passer rating, Prime, 32.8, 3 interceptions. Did he make the right call? What do you say?
He did make the right call, but sometimes the call is to appease the fans. It's to appease the media. It's to appease the owner. Because I'm pretty sure those phones rang on the sideline and it wasn't the coordinators. It was somebody saying, hey, you got to make this move. You cannot miss open receivers at this state of time in the season. Let me tell you something. They had to make a change, but what he's really trying to say, Gruden was really trying to tell everybody, hey, the kid ain't ready.
Okay.
Now do you see that he's not ready and he needs to prove himself in practice that he is ready? And it's very unfortunate that you had to throw him to the wolves earlier. Now you got to pick his confidence back up. And you want him to go start against arguably the best defense in the NFL, the Patriots? Mm-hmm. Are you crazy?
Okay, so he said he's going to have to see what transpires this week during practice. So what do you say? Who gets to start versus New England, Prime?
You might want to start with a running game. Let's start right there. Let's start that way. Let's start by blocking somebody. Let's start by stopping somebody on defense. They have more problems than a math book. It's not just at the quarterback position. I feel bad for both of those quarterbacks, but they got to protect the ball a lot better. And let's start off with a running game.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson, just 11 carries for 28 yards. It's a rough patch in the nation's capital for those Washington Redskins. Let's move things along and keep the high dozen. And Baker Mayfield's Browns, they are one of them. So contenders or pretenders? We're going to put some time on the clock here, Prime. I want to know, what do you think about some of these squads that are sitting at 2-2?
Let's go. We ain't going to even need all the time on the clock.
We don't need all the time? All right, well, let's dig in. Baker Mayfield's Cleveland Browns, 2-2 contenders or pretenders, man?
And they all right. They neither or. They confused. Next one.
Okay, how about the Baltimore Ravens in the same division? How about that?
Contenders. Got to fix their defense.
Let's go down to Duval. How about those Jacksonville Jaguars?
No, they playing. No quarterback, no consistency, although the young fella is doing quite well, but that's not a long-term solution.
How about
playing?
How about the Indianapolis
Halloween.
Colts?
Indianapolis Colts are unpredictable. I don't think they know who they are. But you know, T.Y. Hilton, when he's in the game, it seems like a whole different team. So they could win that division.
Houston Texans, also at 2-2.
No identity. Don't know who they want to be. They unmasked. They don't have a face.
Okay, how about the Tennessee Titans?
I like them every now and then. It seems like all these teams that you're mentioning have no identity.
Yeah, all the teams 2-2 in the AFC South for the first time since the merger. And how about the Raiders?
Man, stop.
Chargers?
They always start out slow. They're going to end up full steam ahead.
Eagles.
Play Melvin Gordon. That's what they need to do. Eagles, hey, all right.
Giants?
All right. Stop.
Panthers?
Stop.
Bucks?
Stop.
And Vikings, last but not least. You said we didn't need all the time, though, Prime.
Yeah, all right. I got long-winded. I'm sorry. Okay. I apologize.
Okay, just all right. Well, we will find out because you said those Carolina Panthers, came to a close. 4 games with a 10-plus yards attempts, and the things just weren't working out. But it was for the Lions, at least until the very end of that game. Prime, what do you think? Did they pretty much put the blueprint out there on how to slow down this Kansas City attack?
That blueprint may have come from the Pats. You get the correlation.
Spent some time there.
Yeah, you get the correlation. But let me tell you something that Detroit did. they got up in their face. They disrupt timing. They kept this guy, they kept Mahomes in the box. They wanted him to throw from there, not getting outside the box, making things happen with his legs, because when he does that, he's truly effective. But these defensive backs for the Detroit Lions, I got to take my hat off for them and let you know, guys, baby, you didn't win the game, but let me tell you something. You guys flat out balled, and I'm proud of you. They did. And I'm pretty sure a lot of teams will try to copy that, but you don't have the personnel to do such.
Prime, I'm sure you saw that special play. You said you were proud of guys on the field. I'm sure you're proud of Travis Kelce to have the wherewithal to get that little hook and lateral to Shady McCoy. I mean, playmakers, they make plays, don't they?
Let me tell you something. These guys out there having fun. Yeah. You cannot draw that up. You couldn't envision that. But these guys know the game of football. They love the game of football. And just so happens, Shady McCoy just happens to be hanging around right there, waiting on an opportunity. And look at the big fella. Look at the lineman coming downfield, trying to look somebody up as well. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Shady McCoy having a 2019 renaissance from Buffalo to Kansas City with love. And Prime, we're Deion Sanders. You know him as Prime, and that's why it's the name of the show. And Prime taking a look at New England, Kansas City, and Baltimore. They look to be in the driver's seat of the AFC, but you're saying that the key to the whole conference involved a player that wasn't even on the field today? You're getting a hot take right out of the gates.
All three of these teams were tested, and two of them passed by winning the game. One of them failed, which was the Baltimore Ravens, but I would go deeper than that. Two teams, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, was in the Jalen Ramsey sweepstakes probably a week or two ago, and we all thought this trade was going to go down until the whole Antonio Brown thing went left. I really feel like in my heart that gave a couple of those teams some false sense of security, saying, well, you know, Antonio's not there. Well, we don't have to give up a 1 and a 3 or 1 and a 2. We could backtrack a little bit. But no, both of these teams proved defensively that they do need a boost. And that boost name is Jalen Ramsey.
Well, he was a bystander today. He watched his Jacksonville Jaguars inch out a 2-point victory over Denver. We'll get to that as the show progresses. But in the meantime, let's get to a little Sunday Night Football action. Dallas Cowboys, New Orleans Saints. Fan of the play call. But let's check in with Dak Prescott, because in the third quarter, well, Deion, he's been perfect. At the quarterbacks by the numbers, Dak versus Teddy, 22 completions, and he looked to throw the ball 33 times. And Teddy, he was efficient as well, not over 200 passing yards, had the interception, passer rating lower than Dak. And at the end, it was the Saints coming away with the victory. A close shave here, 12-10, in front of that national audience on Sunday Night Football. So, Prime, just how important was this win, not only for the Saints, but for Teddy Bridgewater and that confidence, man?
First of all, Teddy didn't lose the game for you. Teddy helped you achieve success tonight. He was very effective, very efficient. Teddy is a timing type of quarterback. 1, 2, 3, get rid of the ball. Teddy's not going to take too many shots deep. He's not going to take too many risks. Teddy Bridgewater got the job done. And all they were expecting in 6 games of absence for...
Or after, you know, what we've been doing, would you be like, well, I mean, what have you been watching? We got really good football players. Maybe people will start noticing that.
I mean, perhaps maybe people are starting to notice that the Patriots play a little defense. Prime, last time I looked, they are the reigning Super Bowl champs, right?
Didn't he have a few microphones in front of his face?
I think he did.
I'm pretty sure we know, we're there because we have you in mind, because you're of interest. Yeah. That defense is balling. So he's absolutely right, honestly.
Yeah, still one of the 3 undefeated teams in the National Football League. But, Prime, what did the Buffalo Bills show us that we may not have known before about those New England Patriots?
Man, first of all, they showed a lot. These guys, they came out to play. Sooner or later, guys, we just got to stop trying to find something wrong with the offense and give a defense some darn credit and give a defensive coordinator some credit. These guys came to play this game. They were not intimidated. They were not afraid. They came to play some darn football, and they forced Tom Brady to have his worst outing of the season. He threw for under 50% completion percentage, and this was extraordinary. A lot of guys would try to copy it, but you can't copy it because you don't have the personnel. I said that already this show. I'm being repetitive. You don't have the personnel like the Buffalo Bills to copy what they did to this New England Patriots offense. You do not have it, so don't even try it.
Now, Prime, despite the 16-10 final tally there, safe assessment that someone in this game balled and perhaps got the call?
They got the call. Okay. A certain safety that can flat out do it. It should be all pro. I said it.
Okay, so you know what time it is. Let's go Prime, presented by Geico. 24-3. Haskins, 9 of 17, 107 yards, and count them, 3 interceptions. So when you take a look at the quarterbacks in the nation's capital, Case Keenum versus Dwayne Haskins, 6 of 11 for Case, 9 of 17. Not a huge difference between the two, but the 3 interceptions really jumping off the page for Haskins. So here now, Jay Gruden with his take on the loss.
Well, he's got to earn that right first, okay? I don't care where you're drafted, when you're drafted, you need to earn that. And he's got to come in here and perform when he's asked to perform. And if I feel like he gives us the best chance to win against New England, I'll put him in there. That's the way it is at every position with everybody. You know, you're just not handed the keys because where you were drafted, you got to earn the right. And I think he will continue to get better and better and better. But I got to look right now, Sunday afternoon against the Patriots, who gives the best chance to win. That's the most important thing.
Well, Dwayne Haskins, if he does perform